Jona Putkivanok. Will you look at me? I am in Pécs. I was going to say Pécs, Budapest, but Pécs, Magyarország, or Pécs, Hungary, if you want to say it in English. And Pécs is a place that I've always wanted to go to. And I lived here in Hungary for 3 years, and I made it to all the other cities like Szeged and Debrecen and Agad and just every other city that you could think of, except I never made it to Pécs, and I always wanted to. Pécs is the largest city in western Hungary, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful little place. I found my way to the centrum, and I am walking down what's called King Street. And as I do, I'm going to bring you along, and I'm just going to kind of do a walkthrough of King Street, and then also through some of the other popular spots. And as I film this, I see a nice little train coming along. You can see. Maybe the people will wave. Hello. There. Everybody's waving. Hello, hello. Okay, so there you have it. Anyway, so I've always wanted to come to Pécs, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site or something. Oh, wait a minute. We interrupt this video. Hold on a second. What the hell is this? I'm looking at I can't believe it. Look at this. There is a Tom Market. What the hell? Isn't that like trademark infringement? Or it's gotta be Tom Market. And they even registered it. Oh man, I'm pissed. All right, when I get back to the States, I'm gonna have my attorney look at that. But look into that, I should say. So this is King Street. This is Kiraiutza. And Kirai means, well, I guess it means king. I thought it meant cool. But this is Kiraiutza. And I've been down here now for about the better part of an hour. And I just had something to eat. And I'm going to just walk along and go down to the main center, or one of the main centers just up ahead, and bring you along as I do. It's rather quiet. It's a Saturday morning at about it must be noon, and perhaps a lot of the locals here in Pécs do what the locals in Budapest do on a nice weekend like this. They go up to Lake Balaton and enjoy the weekend up on the water. So they leave the city for us tourists to come down and enjoy. I don't know, if I really wanted to do justice to these videos, I could do all types of research and tell you all about the architecture and the buildings and the history and what have you. But the internet being what it is, if you want to know about all of that, then you can just go online and just Google it, as the saying goes. But I just kind of like to walk through and just do my own narration as I go through. I only have a day here in Pécs. The way that my schedule worked out, I have just the better part of today, and I'll be leaving tomorrow for Croatia. And I almost wish that I had allocated a little bit more time to this beautiful city. It's always exciting to come into a new city. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what's more exciting, coming into a new city or a new girlfriend. We'll I don't know if that came out right. All right, but anyway, So walking, continuing with the tour. I think I'm almost up to the area. Now this area was, I think at one point in time, under the Ottoman Empire, and there's a very famous church here that is. There's a very famous church here that was a mosque, and now it's a Catholic church. But what they did was they kept the I don't know what the symbol on the top of the mosque. Not too much further until we actually get down to that church. Interestingly enough, Placido Domingo is performing here tonight. Pecs is a very, very famous place. There's a beautiful fountain. An idea of the architecture. You know, there is one of my very favorite sayings is that I am not the same having seen the moonshine upon the other side of the world. And the opportunities that I have had to travel over the years have been nothing short of spectacular. All of the experiences that I've had, places that I've gone to, people that I've met. Now we're coming into a nicely shaded area of Pecs. This device that I'm using, the Zion crane, it is absolutely fantastic. It is it's a device that I attach my camera to, and it has three axes, and they give you perfect stability. And now you can see I'm coming down into a little bit of a busier part of the town. Give you a nice tour of nice view of the buildings. Just beautiful. If I really wanted to put some effort into it, I could take this device that I have and just go ahead and just do little 5 to 10 second excerpts. Put them together in a composition with some music. You see a beautiful building right here. But having the Zion crane has really made all the difference in the world insofar as being able to do some really good quality video. Just really exceptional. No shaking. In the past, when I would do a video like this, often this is I think one of the more popular cafes here, Ledger Cafe. You can see. I don't know the full story behind it, but I think it's a pretty popular spot. And then this gentleman over here is the gentleman that was giving me my tour instructions. He speaks very good English. Speaks English very well, I would think would be the proper way to say that. So I found my way down to a large square. You can see this beautiful building right here. And then you can go down this way. I just wanted to show you the fountains. See a little. Oh, the fountains were going. There they go. You see the little boy enjoying the water there. Here's some beautiful. It's like a garden right here in the city center. Look how beautiful that is. All right, so I'm actually going to head back. I'm going to head back in the opposite direction. And you can see there is the former mosque, now a Catholic church. And I'm going to forego going inside at the moment and do a separate video of the tour of the churches here. Here is a statue. Wouldn't surprise me if that was Saint Istvan, but who knows? No shortage of statues in Hungary. Very, very proud people. That would be Hunyadi Janos, I believe is the spelling or the pronunciation. And here is this is a famous landmark here in Pecs. Pretty nice view of that. You know, oftentimes people ask me what it is that I do, and I used to tell them I was a web designer, which was the easiest answer. But now when people ask me what do I do, I tell them that I am a entrepreneur. See a woman telling her husband how to get that shot in with the fountain. So I tell them that I am a entrepreneur, and what brings that thought to mind is the fact that when I got the Zion crane and I'm walking about doing these videos, it's very, very easy to get extremely good quality videos, and it would be something to reach out to the different hotels, etc. in the area and put together nice compositions of videos for them, both of their hotel and the different tourist attractions. So there you have the church, which used to be a mosque. And then the main attraction in Pecs is the Basilica. And the Basilica is just up ahead. See a radio tower off in the distance. Here's another view of the church. Keep wanting to say mosque. I guess I could say former mosque. So somewhere up ahead will be the Basilica, which is the main building here, and I would think that it's off to the left. somewhere. If I were to ask somebody, I would say Hovan Basilica, or something like that. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I think it is. And when in doubt, you can always come over and look at the map and see where you're at and where you want to go. There's a map of Page. Or you just look at the signs. Basilica. So I was headed in the right direction. And I can see one of the towers now on the Basilica. We've got the better part of the afternoon today as far as being able to go and do some other tours. And there's a couple rather famous locations not too far from Page. I think the Ilani is a very famous wine region. You see these a lot in cities across Europe. This is a place. Look at all the locks that you can see. People put these locks on here. Look at that. How many thousands of locks. There's some type of a meaning behind that. I give a shout out to my cousin Linda back in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I think Linda watches my videos, and she sent me an email yesterday that she was watching a video that in doing so I was mentioning that nothing good ever happens after midnight, which is a quote that I once heard, and she told me that her husband, who I believe is a police chief in the Cleveland area, police chief or fire chief, he's always telling their daughters that Pociano, hold on, Basilica. Yo? Okay. I guess if I just kept walking, it would slap me in the face. So here we are. I've made it to the Basilica. You can see the towers just over there. And yet more locks. Let's see. Interesting display. Looks like they're setting up for a market here. They're taking down. Hungarians love their sweets. I would imagine that somebody from around the world that had always dreamed of going to Page, like myself, would appreciate a video like this, where they can actually just sit back and turn on Tom TV, as they call it down in Australia. Tom TV, and just walk down the streets of Pécs. Excuse me one moment. Bociano, do you speak English? Angol? No. Market this tonight? Ma? Ah. Okay, Kosnum. Okay. It's really hit and miss insofar as being able to find people that speak English. And here you have it, folks. Here is the famous Basilica in Pécs. And just off to the right is a museum. You can see what a magnificent building. I'd imagine it's just as much, if not more magnificent on the inside as it is on the outside. There's a door here with some beautiful, I guess you would call that ironwork. Looks like grape leaves. Stop and give you a nice view of the building. Look at this. It actually has a depiction of workers, and you can see, look at that. This looks like it's a it's beautiful. Take a walk around the front of the Basilica. It is a rather warm day here in Pécs. Temperature's probably pushing 90 degrees. Interestingly enough, unlike back home in Florida, there's not air conditioning in every building. Well, you look at this. Look at these statues. Wow. Are those something or what? Look at that. I once think these were brand new, thousands of years ago, I'm sure. All right, and this would be the, I don't know if this is the front. It's either the front or the rear of the Basilica. And somewhere up here there is a graveyard. Here you can see this sign here, but it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and I want to say that it is there's a graveyard somewhere here that's rather famous. Like this would be a well of some sort. Okay, so that must have been the front. And now I find my way around to the rear. Beautiful city. Absolutely a beautiful city. They've got something on the ground that probably reveals something underneath. You can't really see it. But there you have it, folks. Your 20-25 minute tour of beautiful Pécs, Hungary. As the clock is approaching 1 o'clock on this Saturday, I think it's June 24th, 2017. Hope you enjoyed the tour.